Imagine a single person controlling 1,000 intelligent drones, all moving like a single organism. And get this, it's not science fiction. It's happening right now, and it's about to change pretty much everything, from how we grow our food to how we fight our wars. Welcome to Explainify, and this is our explainer on the incredible promise and the very real peril of AI drone swarms.
Okay, so let's just dive right in, because this isn't some pie-in-the-sky futuristic idea. This technology is already here, and it's being used in ways that are, both completely spectacular and, frankly, a little bit terrifying.
If you want to understand just how big this is, you just got to follow the money. The global drone market is set to absolutely explode to nearly $250 billion by 2032. And you know what's lighting the fuse on that rocket? Swarm technology. This isn't just about building more drones. It's about making them cheaper, smarter, and way more coordinated than we've ever seen before.
This quote, it just perfectly captures what makes this so different. We're not talking about a loud, obvious force. We're talking about a quiet, intelligent, and coordinated presence that operates on a whole new level. It's a fundamental shift.
And you're seeing these swarms pop up everywhere. From these incredible light shows that literally paint pictures in the night sky to teams of drones working together in a farmer's field. But there's another side to this coin. The exact same tech is built for really sophisticated military missions. It really does have two very different faces. So what actually makes a bunch of drones a swarm?
All right, to really get a handle on their power, we have to look at the brain behind the whole operation. But here's the twist. There is no single brain. It's more of a collective, a hive mind.
I mean, think about it. You've seen a flock of birds turn on a dime, right? All in perfect unison. Or an ant colony that builds these incredibly complex structures. There's no one leader barking out orders. The intelligence is spread out across the entire group, and that's what gives them this amazing ability to adapt in real time.
And this is the game changer right here. See, a centralized system, it has one big weakness, a single point of failure. You take out the leader, and the whole thing just falls apart. But a decentralized swarm? Every single unit is making its own decisions. That makes the whole system unbelievably tough to stop, and you can scale it up almost infinitely.
Now, this is the real magic. It's called emergent behavior. You don't program some grand master plan into these drones. Nope. You just give each one a few really simple rules. Stuff like, hey, stay about this far from your buddy, and try to move in the same general direction as the group. And out of those super simple rules, these incredibly complex, intelligent actions just emerge, all on their own. And these principles right here, they're basically the swarm's superpowers. Because every drone is making its own calls based on what it sees right around it, the swarm can adapt on the fly. It can grow from 10 drones to 1,000 without a problem. And if a few drones get taken out, the rest of the swarm just adjusts and it keeps right on going.
Okay, so we've got this wild hive mind concept down. Now let's look at some of the incredible ways this technology could be a massive force for good, helping us solve some really big global problems.
Take wildlife conservation, for instance. This is a total game changer. Swarms can follow animal populations, like these whales, without stressing them out the way a loud boat or a helicopter would. This lets scientists get data that, before now, was pretty much impossible to gather.
But it gets even cooler. Using AI, these drones can actually identify and track specific animals in a huge herd. They can recognize a zebra by its unique stripe pattern. I mean, think about that. It's like facial recognition for animals, which lets scientists do these super detailed studies right in the wild.
And check this out. This shows you that hive mind in action. The drones aren't just buzzing around randomly. They're constantly talking to each other, optimizing their positions in real time to make sure they're getting the absolute best camera angles on the whole herd. They're working together to get the best possible data. And the list of potential applications just goes on. In a disaster, a swarm could map a flood zone in minutes to find survivors. In farming, they can help boost crop yields and use fewer pesticides. They can even fly into dangerous areas to deliver life-saving medical supplies. It's truly amazing stuff.
But we have to talk about the other side of this, because here's the unavoidable truth. Every single thing that makes these swarms an incredible tool for good also makes them a new and absolutely terrifying class of weapon.
The problem, in one word, is speed. A swarm thinks and acts in milliseconds. By the time a human operator even realizes what's happening, let alone decides what to do, the swarm's mission is already done. We are just too slow. Our brains don't work that fast.
So this quote might sound complicated, but it gets to the absolute heart of the problem. When a swarm of autonomous weapons makes a decision, a lethal decision, who's responsible? The person who programmed it? The commander who sent it out? The machine itself? There's no easy answer, and that's what they call the accountability void.
Now you might be thinking, well, just put a human in a loop to watch over it. It sounds like a good idea, right? But at the speeds these things operate, that loop shrinks to practically zero. The human isn't a commander anymore, they're just a validator, with maybe a split second to hit a veto button for a decision the machine has already made. That isn't real control. It's the illusion of control.
And this is where things get really, really messy. We're now at the central paradox of drone swarms, a massive question that strategists, ethicists, and programmers are just now starting to wrestle with.
And here it is, plain and simple. The very thing that makes them so powerful, that decentralized, emergent, untraceable intelligence, is the exact same thing that makes them an ethical nightmare. Their greatest strength is also the source of the entire problem. This all leads to a creepy concept called distributed causality. Think of it this way. If a swarm makes a terrible mistake, you can't trace it back to one bad line of code or one faulty sensor. The decision wasn't made in one place. It emerged from the interactions of the whole system. There's no smoking gun, which creates a massive legal and ethical vacuum.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, and honestly, it's a huge one. As this technology weaves itself into our world for both good and ill, how do we possibly program our deepest human values, really complex, messy ideas like consent and harm, into a machine that doesn't think like a person, but thinks like a hive? That is the challenge we're facing.